A very good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Smart Means Business. We're live here at Smart 24 TV. It's always a delight to have you join me. I'm Kem Chadori. I will be taking you right through, giving you the latest on the national, regional, as well as international news. What is your thought pattern today? We will have a little bit of inspiration as usual from here and some quotes to guide you through at the top of the hour. Please stay with us. Now, as we always do it, join us on our social media pages. Let us know what you think about some of these topics that we are talking about here. What would you want to say to some of the guests that we do bring here between 9 and 10 a.m. Today, our undertone, of course, will be something to do with empowerment. It has been launched. The Grow funds have been launched. They're all out there, disbursed. And you know the lines are lining up. The lines are really trickling down to the banks with lots of women seeking to tap into the availability of these funds. But what is happening out there? What are the financial institutions saying? Why are they cautious? I will be giving you some of that insight. And then, of course, between 9 to 10, we will have a young lady join us here as our guest to give us a little bit of insight on what the expectations are, especially as youth entrepreneurs. What are their expectations? Are they actually wishing to tap into the grow monies that are there? Have they tried to tap into them? Join us between 9 and 10 as we talk to our guests. Now, to give you just a little bit of a sneak peek into what is coming in regional news, what is happening in Kenya, what is happening elsewhere. We are right now gearing up. Tomorrow, FOCAC comes into being, the Beijing for the China-Africa Forum. Why is it that not so many African countries are so hyped up about this forum? Some time back, it would be all over the place with lots of leaders, African leaders, really waiting to tap into it. Why are they going slow? Both sides are now sort of like going slow. The momentum is a little bit low. We will be talking about that, looking at regional news. And of course, we do have the international news as well. Stay tuned here. Now, let me get down into the undertone of this conversation, talking about women empowerment. Right now, like I mentioned, every now and then, Uganda highlighted as one of the most enterprising countries in the world, coming in first place. However, most of the businesses do not get to say their first birthday. With all the complexities working within this particular situation in Uganda, we had the traders, of course, a couple of months back, put their guns down and say, we are done with this. And then they had a little bit of different sentiments coming in as well, coming in and saying, you know what, we don't even make that as much money as you think with all the taxation coming in. And right now, we are trying to just revive the businesses. It's taken quite a long time post-pandemic, and then we just don't know how to do it. You have had quite a number of sentiments, disgruntlement coming in as well from the traders down in Uganda and other businesses as well, business owners saying business hasn't really picked up as fast as expected. Whereas it is out there, the Revenue Authority says that, yes, it is a time, there is a green light. It is the time to make some monies. It is giving those different breaks and the stimulus and everything for the traders to be able to pick up. But the traders are saying there's not as much money in circulation as you think there is. Now, when it comes to the different, of course, impetus being given by international bodies and, of course, the government of Uganda, look at what is happening with the Grow project coming in right now. Very wonderful 2023 launched off. Very wonderful project coming in. And we have had these, you can get these conversations on the Grow project that we have had here at Smart 24 TV. Please get onto YouTube. You will be able to recap on some of those conversations that we had here with the gender specialist and one of the members of the public relations and PSFU come here and talk to us about what is different, what makes the Grow project different from other different government programs that have been running in tandem. But however, when it comes down to the women empowerment and socio-economic empowerment, women accessing particularly financing, we still have quite a lot that needs to be done. Women still feel they are locked out. We did as well have a recap as well on some of the conversations of market women down here in town. And you can still link up and recap on some of these conversations under Women in Business on Smart 24 TV. Get onto YouTube, you will be able to access that footage. Now, what happens is women downtown, in most cases, if we are to categorize them from the business stratas in which they operate, women downtown, we're saying normally that they are grouped up, which they found a little bit inhibitive, because they said, if I am grouped up to be able to access these funds, and we are in a setting, in one way or another, I am limited, because one, I have no guarantee that my fellow member will not up and leave and then leave me with the burden of having to pay her bill. And then number two, there is a price ceiling to how much we women can be able to get. It takes quite a longer time because you have to showcase the trust. You have to build up the reputation and the trust and the confidence that you're able to work together as a group and pay these monies. So if at all there is a business lady, for example, that wants to be able to access 10 million within a group, she must more or less start off at a lower price until her reputation as an individual as well as a group builds up slowly by slowly. And most of the traders said, now apart from the fact that they are trust issues, I shouldn't be lumped up as with my reputation continuously hindered by those who are not paying within the group, even if we come together as a group. We did have one of the ladies actually mention that and said she would be willing, quite ready to be able to access individual loans, but however, she does not have the security to be able to do that. Now, when it comes down, of course, to this buffet of wonderful business services that is under the Grow project, we do see that quite a number of women have been really interested in tapping into this opportunity. But we also get to see that right now, they do have a little bit of cautiousness going on with some of the partner financial institutions under the Grow project, with some of them that we have talked to saying that the reputation out there for women getting access as from banks or different partner institutions, different partner financial institutions, has not really gone quite well, and the recovery rate is still very low. So they are right now taking rather a very cautious stance, and whereas what is outside there, and this is the part that we are going to have a little bit of insight coming in all throughout the week, because what is outside there is most women are thinking that this is free. It is not. This accessing the Grow monies is not free. It is not free. When it starts to particular brackets, when it comes down to particular brackets, you do have some financial institutions that are saying you must bring in some form of security to be able to access these monies. And you do have some of the other banks that are saying between 1 million to 2 that you don't need security, but you must be able to have something to show for it that you will be able to pay that money. And then you do have another as well that is saying between 1 to 5 we will give you without security. But however, what is the recovery rate? That is the challenge when it comes to women social economic empowerment. What are the trends? Those are some of the things that we will be looking at. Now, trust me, within this week we do have a couple of personnel coming in from the bank, representatives from the banking institutions come to tell us what have been the challenges and why is it that there's a discrepancy between what is on ground and what is actually purported to be true, what is purported to be there out for the taking, but what is actually down on ground seems to be a little bit different. We will give you some insight, as well as the different representatives from some of the institutions that we're bringing will give you some insight as well. That is the undertone of this particular conversation all throughout until 8:30 actually is when we will be giving you here little tidbits here and there. Let me know what you feel about some of these. What is your opinion? Have you tried to reach out? Have you made that line and tried to reach out for some of these monies? And have you been turned down? What has been your experience? Get onto our social media pages. You can find us there as Smart24 TV Official and Smart24 TV as one word. And you can find us on X, Facebook, as well as YouTube. For now, let's dive straight into Press Review and find out what's happening within this country and elsewhere. Press Review coming up next. And here we go. In the new vision, per diem will be recovered from legislators' pay. 177 MPs asked to refund allowances. That is the cover story right now. And of course, Vice President Alupo arrives in Beijing for the China-Africa Forum, which is starting tomorrow until Friday. Those are some of the things we will be as well talking about. What is the agenda for this particular FOCAC? And then 45 remand home inmates get vocational skills. A total of 45 juveniles at the Naguru remand home in Kampala graduated yesterday in hairdressing, tailoring, and backyard farming from DEET recently. Makerere University unveils life-saving medical equipment. This has unveiled 2 life-saving medical innovations to conduct affordable keyhole surgery and support critically ill patients to breathe in resource-limited settings. This is good news coming in. We do want more and more innovations coming in from our universities. You don't know what has been happening down there with lots and lots of university graduates being critiqued for not only just going through the 3, 4, 5 years, and then you come out with just the theoretical part of it, or you do some engineering, electric engineering, come out, graduate, quite a lot of investment from your parents, and you can't even fix the light bulb in your own house. Those are some of the criticisms that have been coming in. Coming in again from the parliament, the regional parliaments being conducted. Gulu sitting 177 MPs to refund per diem. According to sources at Parliament, a total of 177 MPs, including some ministers, were absent from the recent sitting in Gulu. The figure was confirmed by the Parliament's Director for Communication and Public Affairs, Chris Obore. He announced that those who did not attend will be required to repay the per diem of 1.6 million that was deposited into their accounts. Yes, for the Gulu sitting. Please refund it if you did not go, refund it. And this was said that the clerk to Parliament will automatically deduct the amount from the MPs' monthly salaries, and Parliament will recover 283.2 million from the 177 MPs who did not attend. Quite a lot of money. It needs to be put back. Number plates scarcity hits country. The number plate manufacturers fear that the government could cancel their short contracts in the wake of the introduction of digital number plates. With a daily importation of around 200 cars, a halt in the production of number plates dealers by manufacturers has hit car dealers so hard that they can no longer do business. It is that terrible. 16-year-old gives birth to quadruplets. This was in Busolwe Hospital, which was really quite shocking. That is in Mbale. She was later on transferred to Mbale for further management. 16. The prices, 16 years. Of course, the rates of teenage pregnancy, especially in certain regions in Uganda, has not gone down as we would have wanted it to do so. Museveni lauds Dr. Atwine for being a reliable cadre. And Atwine and her husband celebrated 25 years in marriage. It's good for them. We wish them well. And of course, lawyer opposes trial in Connie's absentia. Ugandans told to report unusual behavior or strangers. Remember, security is on high alert over terror threats. You did have quite some agencies coming up to report, and these have been in circulation for the last couple of days about Uganda. Now, coming in, of course, from the tourism, stakeholders, key players, they are saying that this is a little bit unwarranted, and because it totally has a very direct impact, very, very direct impact on the tourists coming into Uganda. So they have said that this comes up sometimes and false alert because it impacts their businesses quite a lot. Businessman sues fishing company over 105 million boat engines, and this particular businessman has sued Nile Fishing Company for allegedly going renegade on their agreement to supply 15 Yamaha motorboat engines despite being paid 105 million. Now, very many different companies these days are being sued for failure to keep up on their part of the bargain. This is not the first time. There was a tweet that went viral recently as well about one of them that actually bought an engine for one of these agricultural equipment, and then took it back because there was a warranty. Took it back, and unfortunately they kept tossing him up and down. This has been happening, and some of these should be shamed. Just shame them so that the public can know and be a little bit guarded when it comes to dealing with them. Much more comes in the oil and gas infrastructure, how Uganda will take its refined products all over the world. Daily Monitor, feed your pupils eggs and milk. This is said by the First Lady, who, in a bid to improve the nutrition of learners, especially those benefiting from free education, their feeding should be made better by packing for them food to school. This has been, this is not the first time the First Lady is insisting on this and talking about really bringing in different, urging the parents to be very particular about this and pack food for their children. But the part, of course, about it is that this is quite needed. You can imagine our children, little children, as young as P2, P3, going to school with just maybe a packed potato and sometimes even nothing, and then expected to study in class and getting up very early in the morning and then just sent over to school. And lo and behold, whatever will happen to them, it is up to the government. This is not good. It is not good. This story has been brought out here a couple of times in the last, starting last year, I believe, where we talked about how parental involvement is very critical for child development. So this is a good plight as well. But whether it comes down to eggs and milk, well, that is debatable. Let us know. Get onto our social media pages and let us know what you think about that. What is the alternative? What is the cheaper alternative for the average Ugandan citizen who is down there in Busolwe or down in Diakadimida, in Kabali, down there at the border? And maybe eggs is not on the menu, while milk has not been tested in years. What is the alternative? We do have other nutritive alternatives. Coming to think about it, amaranth was fronted quite a number of years. It has been doing quite well. You do have sighted farmers up in different regions in Uganda. For example, in Kanungu, we do have an amaranth farmer, and it has one of the highest protein. It has quite a high protein, component in it. So can it do better? And especially that this is a very fast-growing crop. Can it do better and come into the place for eggs? Yes, and can it do better and come into the place? Some of these substitutes, I think, would work very well, especially from our rural communities, and are very ably placed, because if you do have a backyard farm, I think you would be able to just sprinkle a couple of amaranth seeds, and this is really dodo. So every family knows dodo. It is not new to them. It is not very costly, because if you're going to raise those particular chickens, it can be a little bit costly for the farmers down there in the deep villages. So can we please name those alternatives? Let us know. Get onto our social media pages. Let us know what alternatives would work for wherever region you come from. Would be delighted to find out. Lumu, opposition locks horns over LOP chief whip. Elections, government slams brakes on digital number plates project again. Scientists link some flu cough cases to COVID-19. There has been a little bit of talk, of course, in the last couple of months, where they said this flu and cough actually is more or less a mutated form of COVID-19. And that has been happening, and it has been all over the town, especially with the wave of flu and cough that was existing just before the kids broke off. Those kids broke off for holidays. But the researchers call for better care for the elderly and wearing of face masks, vaccination, among other solutions. Anti-graft activists stage nude protest in change of tactics. Some and very unfortunate way of putting the message out there. I think there are better ways in which some of these things can be handled. The big coffee dreams Tugume is brewing. That can be found in the Prosper magazine. Please get your daily monitor as well as your new vision and find out what is in it and what is latest. Let's take a short break. We will be back with regional news. Karibu, East Africa.